Hello again everybody, I'm Paul the Nitro Skivers. Welcome to this edition of the Nitro Corner. So glad that you could join us here on the pre-Thanksgiving week as we're taping this right now. Coming up on the Nitro Corner, we'll have our return of our thumbs up, thumbs down section, the newswire, real brief this week, some WWE news on Paige, analysis of the WWE Title Tournament that's going on, the Dudley Boys, Kevin Owens, an editorial on the PWI Female 50, and we'll have some 1CW news as 1CW analysis on 410 Massive, Russell Love Muscle, and Sinister X, plus our fantasy booker this time. We're going to rebook Starcade 83, and then our time machine will go back between the period of November 8th to November 27th in the history of professional wrestling. And at the end of the show, I will have some major announcements of some upcoming huge events in December. So without any further ado, let's begin with the newswire. I'll start off with the unfortunate death of former AWA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Bockwinkel. I made a mention of it on my Facebook page, and of course our condolences to the family and friends of Nick Bockwinkel, who passed away at the age of 88 this past Sunday. So on behalf of the Nitro Corner, our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of Nick Bockwinkel. I remember watching Nick on the AWA on ESPN. What a great champion he was. Very smooth, very classy. So, Godspeed, Nick Bockwinkel. 1CW has announced that they are changing the date, and they're going to basically close up shop for the rest of this year. Their next event will be held in January. And I'll have more information about a special edition of the 1CW Control Center later on in this show. So 1CW will be back in Milford in January. But speaking of Milford, Coastal Championship Wrestling will hold an event in Milford on November 20th, I believe. Check out my Facebook page, facebook.com/Paul Skivers, for more information about that. And that is our newswire for this time. Now, time for some thumbs up, thumbs down. It's been a little while since I've done this, so without any further ado, let's begin as soon as I take a sip of water. And here we go. Thumbs up, Roman Reigns. Roman has finally exorcised the demon that is the Wyatt family, and he has looked great throughout the tournament. He's already in the semifinals as of this taping, with great wins over the Big Show and an excellent match over Cesaro. Congratulations to Roman. He may be on his way to finally becoming WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Thumbs up to Bayley. Bayley has successfully defended the NXT Women's Championship against Sasha Banks in another classic, the 30-minute Iron Woman match, as I like to call it. Plus, she is continually successfully defending her women's title at various NXT shows. Great job, Bayley. Thumbs up to 410 Massive, the winners of the Kim Cup 2 tournament, and no doubt about it, the number one contenders and a bona fide threat to the 1CW World Tag Team title holders, Adam Flash and Rockin' Rebel. Big thumbs up to Russell Love Muscle. What a surprise. He wins the 1CW Indie Roundup Championship by beating Pretty Jimmy Dean at the Kim Cup 2 event. Congratulations to Russell Love Muscle. We'll see how his reign is as the Indie Roundup champion. Thumbs up to Alberto Del Rio. He is the man that ended John Cena's reign as United States Heavyweight Champion, and he changed his whole persona now that he's with Zeb Coulter as part of Mex America. Should be very interesting to see in this political time how the Mex America gimmick will continue on in a positive direction. And finally, thumbs up to Brock Lesnar for his big win in Hell in a Cell against The Undertaker. Right now, Brock Lesnar, I guess, is taking a hiatus and probably will be back around the Royal Rumble time. Now, thumbs down, Paige. Seems like Paige loves to be the backstabber now, does she? She is personally held responsible for the breakup of PCB. We know, excuse me, we know that she's responsible for attacking Natalya from behind on SmackDown. Paige, really? Boy, that talk leopard shows his true colors, or true stripes, so to speak. Paige, really? Thumbs down to New Day, the Unicorn. Really? Unicorn? Looks like a loser to me. I mean, really? Do we have to go through the table petition to the power of the Unicorn? Really? What a waste of time that is. Thumbs down to Bray Wyatt. He seems like he wants to stick his nose in everyone else's business, trying to collect the souls of The Undertaker and Kane. It could be Bray Wyatt's soul that could be collected at the end of the day. And finally, thumbs down. The Team Bad. Yeah, you're bad, alright. You are real bad. 3-on-1 attack on Natalya. Yeah, you wanted the attention, Sasha Banks. You got it. Right there. I mean, I can understand losing to Bayley in the Iron Woman match. I respect you as an athlete. But come on. 3-on-1. Really? And that is my thumbs up, thumbs down for this segment. For this time. Moving on now to some WWE analysis. Let's talk about Paige for a moment, as she betrayed Charlotte and Becky Lynch. And the question is, will Paige's betrayal of Charlotte help or hinder her career? Well, believe it or not, I guess it's going to kind of help her career a little bit. Now she's an individual. She is the outlaw, the outcast character that is Paige. This is where Paige belongs. No, I don't like the way she handled the incident with PCB. She is the main reason, by the way, for them breaking up. But at the end of the day, all Paige wants is the WWE Divas title, and it's going to be a hell of a fight at the Survivor Series. After watching what happened on Raw, real personal, I will not go there whatsoever. I'm going to remain objectable to it, but it's going to help her career as far as now being the individual. She can now focus on becoming Divas champion. But be careful what you wish for, you might just get it. Moving on now to some winners and losers of the WWE Title Tournament. As of this taping, I've not seen the semifinals or finals at the Survivor Series as of yet. I will make a special video presentation featuring the exclusive Survivor Series results probably that Monday morning right here on the YouTube channel. But some of the winners of this tournament that really stood out, of course, Roman Reigns, excuse me, refusing Triple H's offer to be the man, and of course beating the Big Show in a tremendous battle with Cesaro, another match of the year candidate. As far as I'm concerned, Roman Reigns is a winner. Cesaro's another winner. In a losing effort, he gave a tremendous winning type of performance. What a great athlete. He has really come to his own in the WWE. Kalisto's another winner for the big upset of Ryback this past Thursday on SmackDown in the first round. And he was not even an odds-on favorite. He wasn't even a favorite. He was like a 100-to-1 favorite. And he pulled a big upset over Ryback. That, to me, shows you tremendous heart and determination in Kalisto. And he's a winner in my book. Some losers in the tournament, the Big Show. Another choke job by the Big Show. Really? You're the biggest, largest athlete in professional wrestling, and you lost to Roman Reigns. Next, please. Ryback. Here's a case of the small man beating the big man. Ryback had every opportunity to finish him off. He did not do that. Big mistake. That's why Ryback's a loser in this tournament. King Barrett. I guess getting smacked by Wayne Rooney on Raw really set back King Barrett as he lost to Neville in the first round of the tournament. Really, King Barrett? That's why you're lost in the mid-card shuffle as far as I'm concerned. And I think that Neville may be stepping out of that mid-card shuffle based on that win over King Neville. I sure hope so in the near future. Moving on now, let's talk about the Dudley Boys. Were they fooled by the New Day? Looking at the evidence, I'm going to say a slight yes. I mean, the Dudleys did beat the New Day by disqualification twice, but then they got beat by the New Day. Here's the Dudleys that were having an odds-on favorite of finally shutting up the New Day, but They got fooled by the unicorn, by the table petition, and all their silly antics, including the horn, and all that good stuff. Excuse me for a moment. And I guess they got fooled and caught into the trap. That's what the New Day does. They mess with your mind and with all their silly tactics, and they're making some mistakes. They were kind of fooled in by the New Day as far as I'm concerned. As far as their future for the World Tag Team titles, it's kind of up in the air right now. Moving on now, let's talk about Kevin Owens, the Intercontinental Champion, a man that is redefining the prototype of a rule breaker. Here's a man that comes out there and cuts some killer promos as if he really is impressing. He's really impressing everybody as far as I'm concerned. And of course, he made the statement that the Intercontinental title did not mean anything until Kevin Owens stepped in. Talk about the ultimate in arrogance and the fact that he could back it up and make big-time wins like that. Kevin Owens, redefining the meaning of rule breaker in the WWE. I look for more big things out of Kevin Owens in the very near future. Excuse there for a moment. And now, an editorial. Again, these are the comments of myself and not those of WWE and Pro Wrestling Illustrated. I just got a sneak peek at the cover of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, which will be available December 1st. And I'll have more information about that portion of Pro Wrestling Illustrated later on in the show. But they announced that Nikki Bella is the #1 wrestler in the PWI 50. Are they really serious about that? Really? Let's comprehend and think about this. Nikki Bella, yes, she had the longest reigning Divas title reign, but who really cares? Who cares? I don't care. She can't wrestle with a lick. Yes, she may have the rack attack, and it's all about the Bellas, the Kim Kardashians of professional wrestling. But to rank her #1 in the PWI 50 when you have Casey Carlisle, the longest reigning 1CW Women's Champion for 2 full years. 2 full years! And she's not #1. Well, what about Charlotte? Not only Divas Champion, but former NXT Women's Champion. She deserves #1. How about Sasha Banks? How about Bayley? Even could be considered for that spot. There's other Tess Blanchard, the daughter of Tully Blanchard. She could be considered for the #1 spot. But Nikki Bella, come on. Really? No, I don't agree with this at all. And I'm calling PWI, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, out on this task. Really? She can't wrestle with a lick? Who's she really beaten? Really? Come on. I'm sorry, but she is not #1 in the PWI 50. I would say Casey Carlisle, the 1CW Women's Champion, 2 years running, is the #1 wrestler in the PWI 50. Clear cut. That's all I'm going to say about it. Nikki Bella, #1 in the PWI 50. Really? Seriously? Come on, Pro Wrestling Illustrated. You know better than this. And that is my WWE analysis for this time here on the Nitro Corner. Let's talk about 1CW for a minute. The Kim Cup 2 is history, and I got some analysis on that. Let's talk about 410 Massive. They're the winners of the Kim Cup 2 tournament this past September. Can they become the tag team champions? My answer is yes. I think 410 Massive is a great team that has what it takes and has the tools to become 1CW Tag Team Champions. No disrespect to Adam Flash and Rockin' Rebel. They are a tough, tough team. They have held the tag team titles for several months, but once that match is signed, you got to see what 410 Massive is going to do against Adam Flash and Rockin' Rebel. It's going to be a fantastic match, but I believe 410 Massive has what it takes to end the reign of Adam Flash and the Rockin' Rebel as 1CW Tag Team Champions. Let's talk about now Russell Love Muscle. As he celebrates glory in winning the 1CW Roundup title, does Grey Wolf stew in envy? I don't know, but I would not be too surprised if he privately is stewing with just a little bit of envy. Remember, Grey Wolf had to forfeit the 1CW Indie Roundup title due to injury. He never got beat for the title. And now he obviously he's got to sit at home and watch Russell Love Muscle take a title that he never lost. Yes, he was gracious in giving up the Indie Roundup title, but you got to go back deep inside as an athlete like Grey Wolf, who worked hard to become Indie Roundup champion, winning a lumberjack match to do it back in August. So he's got to sit in the back and watch Russell Love Muscle become 1CW Indie Roundup champion. Will this fire up Grey Wolf? You better believe it. Does he want that title? You better believe it. And if I was Russell Love Muscle, I would be very particular in paying attention to that at the hands of Grey Wolf, the former Indie Roundup champion who never lost the title. Moving on now, finally, let's talk about Sinister X. Is he too good for his own good? No. Why? Because Sinister X can back it up inside the ring. He knows he's champion. He knows that he can actually back it up inside the ring. He has had very successful title defenses against the former champion, Dirty Sonny Deeds. He beat Shane Douglas. He beat Kiko the Flying Hawaiian. He is ready for any and all comers. He wants to be considered the greatest 1CW heavyweight champion of all time. And definitely down the road, he will definitely prove that. Is he too good for his own good? Not really, because he can back it up inside the ring. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a time out. When we come back, it'll be part 2 of the Nitro Corner. I'll have Fantasy Booker, where I will rebook Starcade 83, and then our Time Machine. And don't forget that big announcement coming up at the end of the show. We'll see in part 2 of the Nitro Corner. Stay tuned.